The fourth if you're President of the United States. Doug Wead is a presidential historian, and he joins us now to talk about that. It's good to have you here on this national holiday where we celebrate all things American. A lot of interesting things have happened on the 4th of July, in addition to it being our Independence Day.
Absolutely, and there's that great coincidence or benediction from God when John Adams, the second American president, and Thomas Jefferson, the third American president, both died on the 50th anniversary.
Now, who died first?
Day. Well, actually, Thomas Jefferson died first, but it's comical because John Adams and Jefferson, as you know, were political rivals throughout much of their life. And as John Adams was dying, he gave this pouty little statement, this little sarcastic statement, Jefferson lives still. But ironically, Thomas Jefferson had already died when Adams said that.
Adams didn't know it at the time.
He didn't know it at the time.
And then some 5 years later, we lost another president on the 4th of July.
That's right. The fifth American president, James Monroe, died in 1831 on the 4th of July.
So it's sort of an unusual thing to happen, to have so many of the early founding fathers die on such a historically significant date.
It is, and most Americans of the time, even today, saw it as God's benediction. We've always been a lot of self-confidence, self-esteem. America, probably our two oceans protected us and gave us that sense. We've always had it. We could have said this is the curse of God, that he's taking out these old rebels on the 4th of July, but we saw it as God's benediction.
And even carrying this out further, there were some other things that happened in our nation's history involving presidents in and around the 4th of July.
Yeah, there were several others that almost died on the 4th of July. In 1850, Zachary Taylor was at a celebration for the Washington Memorial, actually laying a stone for the Washington Memorial, went back to the White House on the 4th of July and had a little bowl of cherries and cream, got sick at his stomach that night. 5 days later, he died. Then in 1881, on July the 2nd, James Garfield, the 20th American president, was shot. He survived through July 4th and died a few months later.
But really what we should be focusing on, the fact this is the day that we celebrate the independence of our nation.
That's right. And Ronald Reagan, you know, loved the 4th of July, and he's famous as the great delegator because he delegated everything. And yet, ironically, the speeches that were written on the 4th of July were his. They were some of the few that he actually wrote. And always used the occasion to remind the American people that the powers and rights of government were given to them by the people, only by the people.
All right. Well, it's good to have you here to help us remember some of the history of this date. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Stay right there.